Radio U, where music is going. That's right. You know what time it is. We are here in the studio with none other than Jarrett and Ashton from Jady. How are we feeling, gentlemen? How are we feeling?
What an introduction. I mean, I feel like we're just underwhelming after all of that energy.
No.
I mean,
you guys are
wow.
anything but underwhelming out here. Ashton, how are we feeling today?
Doing pretty good.
You were telling me a little bit ago that you drove 2 hours for this interview today.
Yeah.
2 hours. That's called dedication right there.
Yeah.
The bestest.
It's not at all because I don't live in Columbus.
No, that's fair. That's fair. We appreciate you making the trip over. Guys, there is so much stuff that we have planned for this hour. I mean, we've got to talk about new music. You guys just came out with a new song called Shed My Skin. You've got a new album that's coming out on October 10th. I mean, like, guys, the amount of things. Oh, there's so much to get to. I'm so glad you guys are here.
Come on.
We've got a lot of stuff coming. And, of course, we've got some of the new music that we're going to be playing. So get yourselves ready, guys. Jady is here, and they are here for your questions. You can text in at 877-2-RADIO-U.
You've never heard a DJ with this much energy. Nene on Radio U.
That's right. We are here with Jarrett and Ashton from Jady. They are here to take over the entire show. And I feel like since you guys are here to take it over, we got to start talking about your new single that you had just come out. It's called Shed My Skin. And so we have a lot of people texting in at 877-2-RADIO-U, which is absolutely incredible. We got one question here from a listener saying, Jarrett, this one's specifically for you, for the new song, where were you at when you were writing this song that made you want to come back home? Because if you remember in the song, you actually shout out your hometown of Columbus in the single. I think the lyric specifically is, I buy a one-way ticket to 614, mama. I'll be coming back home. So where were you at when you were writing this song?
Yeah, dude, that's a great question. This song is one of the songs that's seen the most travel out of all songs on the record. The idea started in Nashville. First time I ever wrote in Nashville. And then came back to Columbus, worked on it a bit, but then brought it to Los Angeles for the first time. And it was there where I kind of felt like, man, this is like a weird culture that I've never really experienced. It's the LA culture of, writing music. And I felt like, you almost have this temptation to blend in there. And my song just ended up being about how, no, I'm going to be my weird Midwestern self and make weird music in context with, all of the bigwigs of the industry and just write this song. And yeah, so it was all about being in LA and wishing I was back home here in Columbus.
That's awesome. Dude, I love that. Also, another thing that I love is how strong your fan base is. Guys, I literally was in your Discord like yesterday. I was like, hey guys, so Jarrett and Ashton are going to be coming into the studio. What should we ask them? And literally, they all galvanized together and came and put together a document full of questions specifically for today. So just to let you know, your fans are thinking about you and your fans love you guys so much.
Wow.
It's beautiful.
Weekdays with Nene on Radio U.
We are back here in the studio because Jarrett and Ashton from Jady are here to take it over. Oh, my goodness. I know. It's absolutely incredible. We're excited to have you guys here. Man, I'm going to say this. So you guys have a huge show that is coming up in October, all right? Here in Columbus, there's a venue, if you don't live in Columbus, all right? If you're part of Radio U National, there's a place called KEMBA Live, and it is a huge venue that you guys are trying to sell out. And since you guys started here in Columbus, Ohio, actually, Ashton, I'm curious, why is it so important for this show to do so well? I mean, like, you guys could pick a venue in New York City. You guys could pick some place in Nashville. But what is so special about Columbus, Ohio, and having this show here?
Yeah, I mean, Ohio and, especially Columbus is considered our hometown. And, as a touring artist coming to your hometown is always the funnest show that you can do. Like whether you do New York City, Nashville, you go overseas, no matter how cool those shows can get, there is nothing like coming home and having, people that be there, and like your fans from Ohio be there. It's a totally different energy from any other type of show. Like, and that's definitely not specific towards just me and Jarrett. I think just in general in the music scene is everybody looks forward to being able to play their hometown, because those are the people that are, proud to be there. It's your city, and so yeah, it's definitely a big deal for us to be coming, back home, after doing overseas and a lot of, national tours, and to be able to finally come back home and headline Columbus, at a venue like KEMBA. We've been working our way up the ranks in our hometown, starting at like, a 200 cap room or something, and then being able to work our way up to, a 2,000 plus room capacity, 2,000 capacity plus room. That's a pretty big deal for us, and we're not here to try to impress anybody in the music scene. We even talked about this show beforehand. It's like maybe when we were doing Newport, we were trying to make a statement of like, hey, a small band can do a theater. We're gonna break the rules of the music scene. And since we've already broken those rules and continue to break the rules, we're here just to kind of have fun with this show. We're not trying to impress anybody. We're not trying to put on this facade of like, oh, like, please like us. It's like, I don't really care if you like us or not. We're here to just have fun,
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. That's the best way to be, too, because you don't feel like there's any expectations.
Yeah.
And one of the worst traps you can ever fall into is feeling like you have to live up to the expectations of people who barely even know you. And so I love getting to hear that from you guys. We actually just got a question in from Amber. She texted in to 8772 Radio. She said, what can we expect at your KEMBA live show, Ashton? What can we expect?
I mean, I might dye my hair. I don't know.
Oh! Dyeing the hair? Do we get a sneak peek of what color?
Cheetah print.
Cheetah print? Okay, I'm all for it. I'm sold in on this.
So who knows? I don't know. Maybe.
I love that. We'll have more details on the KEMBA live show. If you're interested in that, you can just wait around for when the YouTube video drops. We'll have a link in there. And then, of course, in the RadioU app and at RadioU.com, we'll have more details on the KEMBA live show. Now, guys, my favorite song from you guys is actually one that you came out with last year. It's called Matte Black.
Matte Black!
On Radio U.
Come on.
This is Weekdays with Nene, Radio U.
We are here in the studio with Jady as they are taking over this station. Guys, it has been incredible to have you here so far. How do you guys feel?
Dude, we're coming for that job, bro.
That's right. Y'all about to put me out
You're
of business.
out, bro.
I'm out. O-U-T. Sayonara. But, okay, guys, before you kick me out, can I at least, just ask a question about the new album? You got a new album.
Absolutely.
It's the third album that you guys have. It's called Silver. And if you are someone who has been following Jady at all, you will notice that they have color themes for all their different albums. In fact, the theme that they have for this new album is dark green. But if you just heard me 5 seconds ago say that, well, the new album's called Silver, what was the purpose behind having the color scheme dark green when the actual album itself is called Silver?
Yeah. The color silver, when you say that, a lot comes to mind. It's really glossy and looks perfect and shiny. And it was important for us that the sound and the visuals for the music were the complete opposite of that. So,
Wow.
We chose the color green. I remember we had a meeting early on when we were conceptualizing for this record, and I had this vision that the color palette being black and green was what I really, really wanted for this record. What came to mind when I think of that color scheme is being outside, roaming around at night. That we really had this vision of flash photography at night, and the grass and the dark being in the night, and really went in tandem with where we left off with our music beforehand, which was we were living in this house and it burnt down. Now we're wandering this wasteland. And I felt like the black and green really complemented that. And I felt like it was a really cool dichotomy to call this record Silver, which is a very pristine name and visual that comes to mind.
Yeah.
And the cover art is really desolate and dark and not that. So, and I felt like that really communicated what the whole idea of Silver was for me. So,
dude, I love that. I mean, like, just getting to see, like, the cover art and everything, and you see the tombstone with, is it the Sunseekers logo that's on it? Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah.
And then just the rest is just almost like barren, like almost like like you described earlier, a forest wasteland.
Yeah.
And so it's so cool to see, like, the contrast between the two. And I love how you're so intentional with each different piece of this album. I mean, like, both of you guys do this with each one of your projects. It's not like, oh, let me just choose the color palette for this just because, oh, I passed by a McDonald's sign and that was red, so let's make the album color. You guys are super intentional with the way that you go about each one of these things. So in this entire album making process, like, Ashton, what has been the part that you've enjoyed the most about making Silver and putting all of this together?
That's a great question. I was hoping you were going to ask a question like that. For this record, I feel like we went the very traditional route in roles.
Okay.
I honestly wasn't really in the studio a ton with Jarrett when he was writing and kind of producing out this record. And, a lot of it was in LA and Nashville.
Yeah.
And, he'd take it home and kind of work on it. And then once kind of the final product started to kind of come to shape, we really, really wanted live drums on this album. That was like the thing that me and him both agreed on. It was like, man, like, to have that live drum feel pretty consistently through the whole record is something that we really wanted. And so there's a guy that I've known for a couple years. His name is Unis Latif.
Oh,
and
yes.
He is a drum lord.
Drum god.
Dude, this guy is so good at what he does, and he has his own studio at his place that he lives at, and it's in his basement. It's his massive drum studio, and we went to him, and we pretty much went through probably 3/4 of the album and recorded all of them over the course of a few days with him. And yeah, I mean, this dude, if you're a drummer or a musician out there who's doing music, I would highly recommend going to this guy. I mean, he does it all. I mean, we would show him samples of, like, other songs. Like, we really want the snare that I'm playing on to sound like this sample. And he would listen to it, and then he'd go tune the snare in maybe 3 minutes to make it sound similar. Yeah, we would just describe things to him. He'd be like, great, got it. And, he would lock it in for us. And so, yeah, I mean, that was by far my favorite part.
Dude, that's so cool to being able to, like, take any type of sound and make it what you want. Like, that's so specific. And dude, I love that. Guys, one of the songs from your upcoming album is right here, actually. We've got it here right now. It's White Casket on Radio U.
For Nene, wearing all black isn't a choice. It's a lifestyle. Weekdays with Nene on Radio U.
That's right. The Jady takeover is still happening. They're still here in the studio. Jarrett and Ashton are with us. Man, I am so excited to be doing this with you guys. Thank you so much for coming in today.
Dude, thank you for having us.
My goodness, this has been so much fun. Okay, so one thing that's really cool about the albums that you guys have put out and put together is that it's more than just music. In fact, you guys have actually interwoven lore into every single one of your projects. So since your lore is also based on your previous two albums, how does Silver itself, when it comes out on October 10th, how does that expand on the lore that already exists from your previous two albums?
Yeah, it does so very much so, actually. It really challenges the listener to it presents a question at the end of the album. There's one track at the beginning, it's called The Veil, and one track at the end, and it's called Torn. It's from the perspective of our enemy in this story, and he's basically asking, are you going to blend in
with everybody else, or are you going to go against the grain and be that one odd one out in the room? Be that person that's not going to blend in. And truthfully, being that odd one out is a hard thing because you're alone in a room. Everybody else is acting a different way. They believe different things. It's a lonely thing being the only person in that room. And what I believe Jady is for is letting you know, hey, there's somebody on the other side of that room that thinks the exact same way. Let's put you all in the same room and let's really just believe that we are valuable and lovable and that we can be ourselves in this. We don't have to blend in with everybody. This album is really challenging that. It really dives in. It's hard to maintain that, and I think this album really talks about that and talks about identity, and really learning, how do you fortify that? Where do you find that? And yeah, but that's what I would say for somebody that listens to this record and wants to really dive into what is the story saying. It's really asking the listener, not necessarily the characters in the story, but the listener. Are you going to be the light in a world that feels like it's calling you to just kind of snuff that out?
Wow. That's incredible. I love that. And it's so easy to feel like an outsider when you are the one that's going against the grain and going against what everyone else either believes or is a part of. And so I love that you guys have been able to put together an album that really speaks to that one individual too. That's really good.
Yeah, it's often, if you are that one individual, it will feel like you're a dying breed of sorts, but letting you know that there are so many more people out there that think the exact same way, and that you're not alone in the way that you think, in the way that you feel sad, in the way that you, the way that you are, that this band is going to let you know, no, this is just two awkward Midwestern kids making music.
Making some pretty good
and you can
music.
be yourself, and that's what we really hope, that somebody can feel like something was said that they couldn't have said by themselves on this record. And it's a really raw, it's a really honest record, and I'm just really excited for people to hear it. So
I'm excited to hear it too. Like y'all gonna have to have me over to the studio sometime. Dude, come and check it out.
Come on, get in, brother. That
would be a lot of fun, man.
The real reason Nene only wears black is because it always hides the ketchup stains. Nene, Radio U.
That's right, the Jady takeover is here, but it's also almost over, guys. I know, I'm sad. Like, guys, this has been seriously so much fun. Like, the highlight of my entire week is getting to see you guys here in person. So, one last question I have, and I want to kick it over to both of you guys. This is a new album, guys. I'm so excited for Silver. It's coming out October 10th. Guys, get ready. If you've never heard Jady before, this is going to be the time for you to tap in for sure. But with a new album, guys, describe this album to me if you could. Ashton, if you had 3 words to describe this new album to the fans, how would you describe it?
Okay. Oh boy. Dirty.
Oh.
Okay, dirty. That is so many connotations to that word.
That's a crazy word.
You'll find out.
Okay. All right. I'm open here. I'm open. I'm listening. Yeah. Okay, so that was the first
dirty.
one. Second one.
Clean.
Wow. Okay. So there's some contrast here. Okay. Yes. All right.
How? I don't know. You'll find out.
Wow. Okay. And number 3.
Punchy.
Okay. Some like good sense and bass in there too. Yeah. I like that. Yeah. Okay. Very different words too. Yeah. That was really good. Okay. So now Jarrett, you've got 3 words to describe. He's still harping on the first one.
Emphasis on the dirty.
Emphasis on the dirty.
So, get ready, everybody.
That's so crazy, bro. That's so crazy. That's crazy, but I love it, though. Okay, so, Jarrett, you have 3 words to describe this new album, Silver, to your fans. What 3 words are you choosing?
Okay. Unhinged. Moody. And Ashton.
And Ashton?
Yes.
And Ashton, you're going to actually... Okay,
that is my word. That is my one word that I chose.
Is Ashton himself. Wow.
Unhinged, Moody, and Ashton. That's my 3 words to describe.
The fans that are here listening right now, they need to go in to this album with those 6 words in mind. Dude, Guys,
Dude, Dirty is. I mean, I will
so
say.
wild.
Starting with Dirty and ending with Ashton is that.
That's the way to do it. Oh my
I'll add
goodness.
two more
That
words.
helps.
Not explicit. Just
Not explicit. Thank you for clarifying that too, guys. It's all clean album, okay? Music wise, nothing explicit there for sure.
But Dirty, if you want to.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness, guys. I love this song. Guys, seriously, thank you so much for coming on here and doing this show. Thank you for taking it over. You guys can take this show every single day if you want.
Dude.
You're more than welcome back anytime. Thank you
I
so
can't believe
much.
it has
Thanks.
to end.
I know!
Come on.
Makes
Same
me
time
sad.
next week. Same time yeah.
next week, guys. Let's
We're
run.
coming for that job,
Guys,
dude.
we've got one last song I'm going to play here for you. Guys, thank you so much for everyone who texted in at 8772-RADIO. Remember, new album Silver out on October 10th. And of course, if you're in the Columbus area or if you're not, stop by KEMBA Live Saturday, October 18th. They've got a huge show and they going to sell it out too. Here's Rose-Colored Lenses on Radio U.
Weekdays with Nene on Radio U.
Check.
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 Okay, sweet. All right. Okay, so one of the questions that people had for you, Jarrett, was okay, so I'm going to cue it up for you, too. Ted Silver is on the album cover for The Haze and is a ghost man on the cover of the album Napalm. Is he in the casket on the cover of Silver?
That is a great question, and I don't know if I can fully answer right now. I don't know if I can fully answer.
A
but,
sneaky peek.
but you are noticing a trend. You are noticing a trend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. All right. So another trend that I've noticed, and you kind of brought this up when we were live earlier, is that the first song on Silver is called The Veil, and the very last song is called Torn. So how do we, quote unquote, tear the veil, if it can be torn at all?
Right. Well, first you have to ask yourself the question, what is the veil? And there are implications on what that could be, but in this world, it is a physical thing.
Okay.
It is a physical thing, and everybody has the potential to be wearing this veil. It is something that forms over your eyes. And the idea of the great veil is the mantra of our antagonist here. It's basically saying the world is at its best if everybody is thinking, believing, and acting the same exact way. It is at its best. And the great veil cannot be torn is basically saying, yeah, it's at its best when everybody's, not opposing that. However, if you would want to tear this veil, to tear the veil, that is absolutely possible, and that is the whole mission behind this band, is to do that. However, it starts with the listener. The listener must make the decision to say, you know what? I am not going to blend in. I am not going to be the same as this entire world, no matter the implications, even if it means negative things will happen. And this whole album explores the negative things that could happen, the perception that people could have if you, quote unquote, go to tear this veil.
Yeah.
There's often a temptation to be like, you know what? I might just blend in.
Okay.
This is the easier route, but it is not a fulfilling route. And the goal of this band is to let everybody know there are people out there that are thinking like you, that want to push against that want to be themselves and not blend in and suppress things that are so unique to them, and everybody's one of one, and to strip yourself of that by blending in is a very unfortunate thing. And the mission of this band is to just rally those people together and say, you know what, you're not alone in this. Let's push against the idea that you don't have to be uniform. You don't have to be blending in. So that's kind of my long-winded explanation.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ashton's already left right now, but you know what I completely forgot to do? Completely forgot to... Have you seen that one trend? Oh, everyone's seen the trend where like you guys shake hands and you say, my name is Pink and I really want... I forgot to get you guys doing that.
Oh
I wanted you guys so bad to do that one. Oh, and I completely forgot to. Oh, well.
my goodness, that would have been awesome.
It would have been perfect too, and I completely missed it. If that's the one miss that we take away from today, though, I think we'll be okay. Let's see. What else? What else do we have? Oh, okay. So you've stated in interviews, Jarrett, that I think during the Napalm release cycle that you were searching for how to best stay true to the convictions that you had when you and Ashton started the band. So from the release of Napalm to now, I'm literally reading word from word that the Discord users and fans have said. Would you say you've returned to that fervor that you had before Napalm? Have you stayed the same or grown more resolute in that process?
I would say
In that purpose. My bad, not process, purpose.
no, for sure. I would say definitely the goal of Jady will always remain the same. And my goal with Jady is not to it is to explain where I'm at. It is to explain what I go through, the struggles, and the hope to relate to people in that. However, I really do hope that somebody will take a look at their own life and ask that same exact question and say, hey, where are my convictions? Where is my purpose oriented? Where am I getting my validation from? And if whatever the answer to your question is, I hope that the music that we make can just help you process that, whatever it is. And honestly, this is a perfect segue into one of my favorite tracks on this upcoming record. It's called Landmines. And honestly, it's a different sounding song, but if I was to say a song represents the heart of Jady, it would be this song for sure. This song is actually probably the hardest it was for me to write this song. It was the first time I had almost cried in recording the vocals and writing these lyrics, but nothing has felt so important to say and so in line with why I do this than that song. And I really hope that in light of, you're asking yourself, how can I stay more resolved in my purpose, that whatever answer to that question is, that Landmines will just be a great reminder to put you back on track.
Wow. That's good. Wow. Okay. Yeah. I love, dude, this is so cool, bro. Getting to hear just like the mind behind every single one of these projects. This is so good. So another question that we had from someone in the Discord saying, what's your perspective on personal interpretation versus authorial intent? You've stated you want people to search your music for the message, but have you considered the latter? And if so, does this album do that? If so, or if not, why?
Yeah, okay. It's a loaded question. Ultimately, like I've said before, what I hope my music is a way for people when they listen to our music to feel like, man, that is exactly what I needed to hear. I just didn't know how to say it. And this song did it for me. This song gets me. This song makes me feel like I'm not a crazy person believing the things I believe or think the things that I think. I hope that does this for everybody that listens to our songs, regardless of what way. Now, there is, in this story that we're telling, there is absolutely an issue. This is a broken, desolate wasteland like we were talking about. And there's a solution. And I believe that if you look at the solution or look into the story, you will absolutely find that if you just look hard enough. Ultimately, I just hope that people feel heard and understood and loved through the music. So.
Oh, well, I'm yawning right now, guys. I genuinely don't know. It was long-winded, guys. I love that. Man, oh, man. Okay, so let's see. What other questions do I have? Oh, man, you kind of answered that one about the veil and the torn. Okay, that one's good. That one's good. I want to make sure I hit as many.
Dude,
as many of these
even
as possible.
If you would like me to try and restate that, yeah, whatever.
I thought it was good.
Okay,
I loved it.
Perfect.
I loved it. Oh. Okay. This one's good. Okay, so if one of the songs is called The Veil and the other one's called torn, then it does imply that the veil will indeed be torn. If so, what can we expect in the way of messaging and lore after Silver? Is the story going to continue? Does this mark the end of a trilogy? What can you tell us about that?
Yeah. What I can say is that this, like I said, ends with a question that is on the viewer or the listener, per se. That will you go along with the flow, with the will you conform, or will you tear that veil, or will you push against, will you not blend in? And that's a question that does not just stop with this record at all.
Yeah.
And I really hope that somebody can be assisted in answering that question for themselves, but also it is an ongoing thing that will be answered more so.
Let's go. Okay,
Yeah,
that's
so-
good. One last question for you. What message do you have for your fans listening?
Yeah. Okay. Ooh.
Yeah.
Dude. Well, there's a lot I want to say, but I won't say a lot. Message for fans. I love you guys dearly, and there is just no better feeling than being able to create and have people consume it in the way that you intend. And that wouldn't be the case. This band is not this band without you guys. And I will say that till the day I die. You guys keep me in check. You guys are incredible. And I'm just so excited for you guys to hear this music. Ask yourself these hard questions and really just, I don't know. I think this is just going to be a really, really exciting album. This is my favorite. I'm really excited to see how you guys like it. And I think it'll meet a lot of you guys in a really personal place and allow you to tackle things that are hard to tackle. So, I love you guys dearly. Yeah.
I love that. Dude, let's go. Okay, man. This has been so good, dude. Thank you so much for hopping on. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for just being a part and coming here and taking over the show. This has been great. Honestly, what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to include this in the YouTube portion of it.
Yeah.
So if you weren't able to listen to it, or if you did listen to it, there'll be extra added content here for people to enjoy. So, dude, this is great. Dude, thank you so much, man.
Dude, amazing.
Yeah,
I'm
let's
so
go.
glad, dude. This really excited me, and I just couldn't wait to let people in more on the record.
That's right, baby.
Yeah.
We ready.
Come on.
Oh, man. All right, guys. Hey, y'all take care. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys, and, all the other fun stuff. Go see Jady at KEMBA October 18th. That's going to happen. And make sure you stream Silver on October 10th. Let's go.
Silver.
Thanks for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to check out the other content on our channel and make sure you subscribe to find out what we're doing next.